Before the pandemic, we were learning to sail. During the pandemic, we've had to figure out how to build the boat.
I'm no longer afraid to throw my students in the deep end because I know they will not only need to learn what they need to, but also become change makers themselves.
Looking at the level of support we received from instructors, fellow students, and the entire community of Davis College, it made me to realize that it takes great commitment and teamwork to achieve success.
I've always thought that being a leader was like walking alone. I should do everything by myself. But now I know that the teamwork and collaboration are much better.
When the college closed due to the pandemic, everyone had such anxiety. Our students had to face the daunting reality of transitioning to distance learning overnight and taking ownership of their learning journey from home. This meant learning using digital resources and technology in a whole new way.
When the pandemic hit, I couldn't believe my first day at Davis College would have to be done online. I did my orientation and my first trimester virtually. It wasn't easy, but at least we could continue learning during pandemic, which a lot of students didn't have the opportunity to do.
Having to change everything to online learning overnight was a huge challenge. There was no time to prepare ourselves. We had to pivot immediately. There were issues like internet instability, distributing technology devices to students during a total lockdown, and trying new software both students and staff had never used before. We learned to adapt delivery of the coursework that students could understand the materials better. We did everything possible to be present for our students.
With the transition to online learning, I decided to focus on my studies so that I could be an example of excellence and help out my peers who were struggling and having some difficulties, and serve my community.
My students and I learned to create new solutions to challenges we'd never even faced before alongside one another. We initially asked all our students to express their interest in trying new ways of digital learning versus retaining the old ways. Well, 100% of our students chose to try the new way. Then we asked a second time and provided more details about the potential challenges with distance learning. Again, 100% chose to try the new way. That is what I call a collective yet independent growth mindset. I learned so much from our students' brave and daring spirit during such a difficult time.
The pandemic has taught me to embrace a growth mindset and step out of my comfort zone. I was forced to learn to study online, and I was initially scared as I had never done that before. But having an open mindset made me to understand what it actually means to be a lifelong learner.
I've learned that also celebrating small victories along the way helps me to keep my vision alive and gives me the courage to do even more.
The world has undergone seismic change, and now I know that I can be and achieve anything as long as I'm willing to try. I have learned that from my students.